Welcome back to the classroom. Come on in, no late pass required. Today, we are reacting to the latest trailer for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the Hunger Games prequel. And I will say right now that this is a movie I am highly anticipating at this point because I had just recently finished this book. I finished it over the summer, and I love this universe. There's so much to be fascinated with in this universe, and needless to say, they seem to have nailed the overall feel of the book itself. And if you haven't read the book, I'd highly recommend it before you watch the movie, because from what the trailers are showing, it is going to be very much similar to the feel of the book, and it just gives so much additional insight to the Hunger Games universe. And a lot of the main characters, especially Lucy Gray-Baird, really act as almost like a metaphor for what eventually happens. And I would even argue that with President Snow, or I should say at this point, Coriolanus Snow, because he doesn't become president for some time, he is a much more complicated character than we were originally led to believe. And so I am excited to see this trailer. I hope that maybe we hear a bit I wouldn't be mad if we heard a bit more song. I want to see if Lucy Gray-Baird was cast correctly. Rachel Zegler, I hear rumors that she's got a good voice, but I want to see it here. So without further ado, let's jump into the second official trailer for the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Official trailer 2 for the Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Let's see it. Oh.
Mr. Snow, after everything you've seen out there in the
world... Oh, there's the arena. Oh, some of those mutts.
What are the Hunger Games for?
Are you coming to the...
Oh, chills. Instant chills.
The Hunger Games, they're to punish the districts. Those tributes don't have a choice.
Your role is to turn these children into spectacles, not survivors.
Oh.
We're alive! Smile. It's why we have teeth.
Imagine it was your name that they pulled.
Strange things do happen here.
I just want to know that somebody still cared about me, that I was still of value.
Welcome to the Capitol.
You look like you shouldn't be here.
I shouldn't, but I'm your mentor.
A rebel.
Oh.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
You want to protect people, and it's essential to accept what human beings are and what it takes to control them.
Ooh.
Let's see you use that famous snow charm.
Oh, Viola Davis is terrifying.
I have seen what war does to people.
Oh man, they're gonna have flashbacks?
Fueled with the terror of becoming prey. See how quickly we become predator?
Ooh.
I want my enemies to see a rainbow of destruction.
Oh, it's gonna be terrifying.
Engulfing the world.
You're monsters! All of you! Good luck with that poor little songbird.
Where is she?
It's a mystery. And mysteries have a way of driving people mad.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Snow, let me ask you one final time. What are the Hunger Games for?
Hanging tree.
Oh.
It's the things we love most that destroy us.
Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. So we just finished watching the trailer for The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and yeah, the hype is still very much there. This movie is easily just going to take everything that we know and love about the Hunger Games and dial it up to 1,000. The fact that they are going as hard as they can, it really looks like they're doing a faithful adaptation of the book as much as possible. First of all, Viola Davis is completely disappearing into the role of Dr. Gall. She was terrifying in the book, and she is already terrifying now. That little like chuckle that she had in there, oh, this is gonna be absolutely insane to see her just chewing up the scenery. Same with Peter Dinklage as Professor Highbottom. Not a character that I liked in the book, but ended up being a character that I was interested in. I always pictured him different than what they're portraying here, but Peter Dinklage is, of course, easily a perfect casting because he seems to be really good at playing. Well, obviously, we saw him as in Game of Thrones portraying kind of a washed up, sex crazed, druggy in a sense, mostly drinking a whole lot of wine. And the character of Highbottom is once again typically high a good portion of the time, and so Peter Dinklage seems to be really good at playing the characters that have kind of given up on life, and they're ruthless, they're cunning, and that is exactly what Highbottom is, and just perfect casting in that regard. I have to say, the fact that it seems like they're going to go a little deeper in the movie than they did in the book, because they seem to have been showing some younger versions of Snow and his cousin Tigris, who is another important part of the book, but seeing her in live action here and having her talk about the Hunger Games and whatnot, and we see there was a little flashback of the two of them watching another person chopping up a person, because during the time of the war, like the Capitol had almost lost. Like they got lucky towards the end, and as a result, the Capitol had to resort to there were a lot of people resulting to cannibalism, and as such, them showing it, that is a masterful choice. It really just adds a lot of extra impact to things, and I gotta say, I'm a big fan. I like that they're adding that grittiness, because that's kind of what made the Hunger Games so special in the first place, is that it's a gritty universe. It is not one of perfection. It really takes a mirror to our world and dials it up to 1,000, because there are so many different things in the Hunger Games universe that reflect some of the tendencies of our own world. And this is just adding on some extra candles to this beautiful cake. And all the mutts that we're seeing, we saw a little bit of Sejanus Plinth. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm pronouncing the names right. I have them in front of me here. He was another sympathetic character. Somebody who kept on calling the Capitol out on their BS, but had to also live within that existence. And so, this looks incredible. They have perfectly captured it. It was awesome getting to see a little bit of song, just the hanging tree. Oh, once again, so much symbolism in this that is then illustrated even further. The fact that like Lucy Gray Baird singing the hanging tree, that would then be repeated by Katniss so many years later, is just just perfection in terms of writing. I loved how many pieces of symbolism there were. Love to know what you guys think. If there was anything in particular that you wanted to call out here. So many incredible things here. We got to see a little bit more of the arena. That was awesome. We got to see when Snow gets a little bit of retribution for his actions during the Hunger Games. There's a lot going on here, and so I'll try very hard not to get into spoiler territory. But if you are watching this, I'm hoping you've already at least read the book. But I will tell you right now, if you haven't read the book, first of all, what are you still doing here? Go get the book, read it, then come back and talk a little bit more about it, because I love talking about this stuff. Like fantasy, sci-fi, especially dystopian sci-fi, my bread and butter when it comes to my favored part of reading. Coming from a former English teacher of all things. Obviously, I don't teach English anymore. Teaching more of things along the lines of technology-related things, as we can probably tell here. But every now and then, the English nerd in me comes out, and I just want to nerd out about a book that I have read. And getting to see a movie adaptation of the most recent book that I have read is just something spectacular. So love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. And if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. But in the meantime, class, you are officially dismissed. I will see you in the next video. Peace out, everybody.